sports. It's in the game.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we've got a pair of wide receivers who certainly want to be targeted throughout the game. It's the Browns going up against the Bengals. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are in the place the folks here call the Jungle, and that's Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. And we say hi again, everybody. Brandon Gaudin here as we count down to kickoff. I turn to my partner, that's Charles Davis. And Charles, Larry pointed out in the open, we've got a pretty good matchup of wide receivers here this afternoon, don't we?
And those guys have such a big impact on the game nowadays. We know it's a throwing game, but the guys who can go up and get it, the guys who can break tackles after the catch and make bigger plays, oh yeah, they love spotlight as well. They want the football, they want the attention.
Here's Randy Bullock now to put toe to leather, and we are underway from Cincinnati. The return man is Mario Alford. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And they're led out by their quarterback, the former Baylor Bear. It's RG3.
And at his best, Robert Griffin III can be almost mesmerizing to watch. Not just for us as fans, but also for defenses. And he can really carve them up with his arm and his legs. If he puts it all together, look out. You've got a long game ahead of you.
They go play action here on first down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Domata-Peko breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
This is Isaiah Crowell, and he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Okay, even just being nice, the last 2 plays were not very good offensively. So if you're the play caller, was it the team's execution or was it strategy? If it was execution, you continue to call the game the way you're...
Now look out, Griffin hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man. Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep for the Bengals, Adam Jones. It's taken to the 26.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there. Second down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Tyler Boyd, he's going to go. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, 76 just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. Well, it wasn't a one-play drive, but I think they'll take it. The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Bengals defense gearing up as they take the field. And it's early, but boy, they look good on the last drive. Getting that 4th down stop, they'll be looking to build off that momentum.
They went into lockdown mode, didn't they? And what I loved about it is when someone goes for it on 4th down on their own side of the field.
Gutsy.
Not only gutsy, defenses take that as a sign of disrespect. And when they're able to shut them down and put it back in their face, they feel really good about trotting back out for the next series.
We'll see if they still feel good here. Okay, Charles, who are you picking to highlight here as we show the starters for the Cleveland Browns?
I like how you said highlight because I'm going to go with Isaiah Crowell, the running back, because if you go back to his high school days, he was in the spotlight. Actually announced he's going to the University of Georgia holding up a bulldog puppy. Didn't work out there. Went to Alabama State and had a nice career. Undrafted, unheralded, but had a really nice year in 2015, so he's trying to bring the spotlight back. And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They'll try to run for it with Crowell. And the nifty hurdle allows him to snag the extra yardage for the first before the tackle. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Again, it's Johnson. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. So back-to-back plays here where he couldn't get anything on the ground. Now you face a 3rd and 10 and assume you're going to try to pass it, right?
I would think so because you've tried to run the ball and really it didn't matter who got the ball on the play because there was no space to go. So then I think you step back, throw the ball to try and pick up the 1st down.
On 3rd down, Griffin surveying the field. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
On 4th down, the Browns hand things over to the veteran Britton Colquitt to punt. Back deep, Adam Jones. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now we get our first look at a guy who's been around the block a time or two. He will not be rattled today.
And that changes things for a defensive coordinator because normally when you get the young guys, you get the rookies, you throw all the exotic blitzes at them and looks they haven't seen. But this guy, he's seen it all. Watch left. 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 Watch left.
start the drive on the ground with Hill. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards. Demario Davis there on the stop. And here's a look at the starting offense. They come up in an offset eye. On second down, Hill. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake, but he will not come anywhere close to the first down marker, and that gives us a turnover on downs. So a big play defensively on 4th down as we reach the end of 1. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to Cincinnati after this. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They take over 1st and 10 in excellent field position here. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now Griffin on 1st down. Caught left side. It's Barnage. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll have the 1st down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
A 1st down carry now for Corral. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Great play there off the end. Question, Charles, in a 4-3, you hear about the D tackles a lot. What's the role of the ends?
What they want to do is control the edges of the defense. And you always hear about an offense talking about setting the edge in the running game. Well, the defense wants to do exactly the same thing. In the defensive end, often against an offensive tackle, sometimes a tight end, they can't let themselves get hooked and let a running back get outside, because if they do that, that hurts the integrity of the defense overall.
My man, the encyclopedia. Crashing in from the end there, not to disrupt the pass game, but to disrupt the run game.
Yeah, I love the distinction, too, because the good defensive ends, they can do it all. Set the edge in the run game, make sure that no one can move it that way, and, of course, rush the passer. On that play, uses...
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Terrell Pryor from 13 yards out, and the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. On the return, it's Alex Erickson. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Fresh set of downs here.
Cut it left. Cut it left. Hey, dagger.
They send Green to the left on his own.
Zebra.
Now a play fake here on first down. And a right side completion here by LaFell. 11 yards for number 11.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Dalton, 1st and 10. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamar Taylor. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And a hook up over the middle to Pryor. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 17 that time. And it'll give the Browns a first down.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Oh, thank you. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. So 2nd and 10 here.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd down. Still in search of the first down after that last completion.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The intended target was Corey Coleman, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, I've got to give him some credit there. He tried to sell the out route. He tried to sell it hard. And as a receiver, what you're really trying to do is maneuver a defender inside to give yourself a little more cushion breaking to the out. But how about the defender reading it really well, not buying the fake or the maneuver inside, and getting to the sideline and helping break up the pass?
So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board, but the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if, while the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. A first down throw coming for Dalton. Flushed out right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. 2nd down now after the incompletion.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Slot man moves right.
Zebra! Zebra! Ace! Ace! 15, check 50. Ace! Ace!
The play fake to Hill. Dalton sliding out of the pocket. And complete into the arms of LaFell. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Andy Dalton going to stay on the field. They're going to try and go for it on 4th down. So they are going for it. Now Dalton on the move to his left. And able to find Green. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Ready! 20! Zebra! Zebra! Dagger! Dagger!
1st and 10 for Dalton. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Brandon LaFell, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now the Browns offense trots back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 1st down, Griffin. And his pass incomplete. The tight end, Gary Barnage, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. To throw is RG3. A screen complete to Crowell. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Griffin. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. They send Green to the left on his own. The final act of the 1st half, Dalton. And caught right side, Green. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the 1st half. Both teams have had their moments so far today, and that's why we have a tight game on our hands. We'll have to see if either side can take control in the 2nd half. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Bengals with the ball midway through one. He's going to tuck it and run here. And he's gone as he sprints into the end zone. Bengals is up now by 7. Third down at the 14. Pryor's got the reception and is going to be caught for the touchdown. We're tied back up at 7. Now 1st and 10. He'll scramble away and take off here. And he won't be brought down until he makes it to their own 42-yard line. The offense would later throw a pick to end the drive. Fourth down from the 47. Dalton's going to complete the pass, and he'll be tackled at the 11-yard line. Same drive. Here the pass is completed into coverage. He caps off the 7-play drive with a score. Bengals go up by 4. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Paul Brown Stadium for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now the Browns defensive unit trots back out. They're losing here as we begin the third quarter, trying to stop this from being a bigger deficit.
And I used to play for a coach who always talked about getting the other team's attention. And in this case, they want to let them know that you're going to do the dictating from here on out, not the other way around.
Trying to impose their will as we start the third. They start the second half with Hill. They find some open field here. Give him 16 on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Cincinnati first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 20 yards on the pickup there. And the Bengals are going to have a first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And now a first down following that long gain. Hill, the lone setback. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. To the left side here for Eifert. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Second and goal. Defense digging in again here. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. 11 yards on the pickup, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
They'll run it again with Crowell. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They give them 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it.
I think that's a great point, because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down, 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now in Cincinnati. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up in the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out. One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Blue 10! Blue 10! Zebra! Zebra!
A first down throw coming for Dalton. They'll roll him out right. On the right side, caught by Green. A.J. Green, the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, 83 yards. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they designed every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And we shift our focus to Isaiah Crowell. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in having their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination. Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle? Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
A nickelback added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. On 3rd down, Griffin. This is complete to Hawkins. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
To throw is RG3. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that one that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
A big play that time on the catch and run, and it's going to yield a new set of downs. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you, run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And eventually brought down, but it's near the 5 at the 6. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
They send Green to the left on his own. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Dalton here from the gun. Forced out to his left. And this is incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 2nd down. Oh, passing it. Dalton dancing to his left. Green with a catch left side. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. From the 3 now, here they come on 3rd and goal.
We got 380.
Dalton on 3rd and goal. Steps away to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Now McCarron. That's caught at the 3. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Eifert, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Isaiah Crowell, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Play fake to Johnson. Now here's Griffin. He's got time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Bengals take possession. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. They protected the home field, and now the final stages. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Not running. Dalton wants to throw. And a right side completion here by LaFell. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up, and don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Dagger! Hey, check 24!
From midfield here, Dalton being chased out left. And he rifles one incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And now it's second down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Steps away. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
It's nothing like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
And on 3rd down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. 2nd and 10 now. Griffin. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. On 1st and 10, it's Griffin. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Griffin, he's got his man on the crossing route. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One last shot for RG3. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.